Hello everybody, my name is Milkshake Gamer and welcome to my top 5 most annoying things that non-gamers say about video games. I've been wanting to do a top 10 list or top 5 whatever list for a while, and I thought that this might be a good way to start it off because it's something relatable with other gamers like me. Basically, this is just going to be a list compiling things that like my parents or just other non-gamers think about or simply just don't understand about video games. These are just really annoying things, and I thought it might be a good idea to put them into a top 10 list and share them with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, we have pausing during online play. This is something really annoying, especially to me, because I play a lot of online shooters like Overwatch and Team Fortress 2. When your parents come in or someone comes in and says you need to get off or do something else, and they tell you to just pause the game, and it just frustrates you so much because you can't pause the game. It's an online match, and then they get you to pause the game anyway, and then you die and you lose that awesome godlike kill streak you were doing. Well, not like I do any godlike kill streaks, but you know what I mean. This is kind of something that's not going to really be like the other things on this list, but I think it's something worth mentioning because I do a lot of online play and I hate being told to pause the game. Next up at number 4, we have the notion that games are for children. And as, you know, an underage person myself, this frustrates me to no end. I have seen people actually been refused, to buy a PS4 or just buying games at all simply because they are children and their parents are like, oh, you're too old for video games. In my eyes, and a perfect analogy for this is saying that video games are for children is like saying that watching television is for children. It's taking one game or one television show from millions and millions of them and using that as an example, and it just frustrates me to no end to see people act like that around video games. So this is one that especially hits home with me, so that's why I put it on this list, and that's why it's a bit higher than the previous one. Next up with number 3 is the belief that violent games turn kids violent. Now, I am very aware of many of the mass shootings and stuff that happen every day, and I'm not making fun of these or downturning them or whatever you want to call it, and I know that sometimes violent video games have resulted in children getting motivated to do the wrong things, but what annoys me is when parents believe that the second you play a violent video game, the second you see something violent happen on screen, you're instantly gonna become a mass murderer. So it just annoys me to no end when people have that mindset, and I'm really lucky that my parents don't think that way as well. But anyway, that's another thing that really annoys me, so that's why it comes in with number 3 on this list. Coming in at number 2, the second most annoying thing that I find is said by non-gamers to me is that games are simply bad for you. You know, you've heard all of it, games rot your brain, games turn you violent, whatever it is. I absolutely hate it when people have an absolutely single-minded determinedness to believe that games are utterly bad for you and will ruin your life, especially with people in my family, when I have tried and tried again to present evidence that says games are not bad for you, and in actuality they can actually be helpful. For example, studies have shown that playing Super Mario 64 can actually, or just playing 3D games at all, can actually improve your memory. I will leave a link down in the description below to the video which shows that. But the point is that I find this determinedness to believe that video games are just bad for you straight up is just the most annoying thing in the world, and that's why it's on this list. And finally, the number 1 most annoying thing I ever hear from non-gamers is the notion that all people who game grow up to be fat nerds who live in their parents' basements. Now, this isn't really something I've heard expressed very often, except by my own father. Yes, you, Dad. And it annoys me so very much, because I myself am quite a fit person. I do a lot of sport. I get out in the mornings to exercise, so it's clear to me that I'm a fit person and I love to game in my free time. And so it just annoys me to no end when people just hold the belief that gamers always grow up to be fat and have no job, and even worse so, they subsequently don't let their children play games because of it, or just simply bash on gamers saying that they're fat and lazy, when in actuality they might be, really fit people and really active people, and that is especially bad with causing cyberbullying. So that's is my highest, most annoying thing that I've ever heard from any non-gamer in the past. Do you agree with my list? What are some of the most annoying things you guys have heard from other non-gamers? Make sure to say down in the comments below what you guys think are the most annoying beliefs held by people who don't play games, and make sure to leave this video a like and give it a thumbs up, because this is my very first top 10 video. I've never tried something like this before. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've tried to keep it brief because I know that some of my videos are really long and that puts you guys off. So I've kept this one brief, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you agree with my list. If not, as I said, go down in the comments below and talk about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.